I mean, I'm losing my hand. I'm cooking the mangoes for breakfast.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, y'all. Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. The action tonight will be happening out in Phoenix, where the Suns will be going up against the Dallas Mavericks.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Welcome, sports fans. Thanks. We are nearly...
Well, Kevin...
A two-way player to be sure, D.A. Thanks. The season now starting to take shape, Brent. We have a better idea of who the real championship contenders might be.
There seem to be a lot of familiar faces, Kevin.
I agree.
Yeah, always...
But that's okay. I like that.
Yeah, I do too, because in the beginning of the year, we have to do those radio shows and make predictions. Some of our predictions are coming true, thank goodness.
I know. We look smart, don't we?
I don't know about that.
You know you look smart. I don't. You look smart. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court for the Mavericks, we've got D'Angelo Russell. Paul George is out there with Lauri Markkanen. Then it's Marcus Smart, and it's Whiteside in at the 5 down low. Phoenix with the ball. It's a three-point game. Here's Durant. Not enough on that one as it misses. And it's Russell with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. And going against Phoenix, their first meeting of the season.
And going back to last season, they really struggled for wins. And even against a team like this with comparable talent, they didn't manage one win in the season series.
Dinwiddie kicks to Levine. Over Russell. And again, it's the Suns missing. Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Smart passes to Whiteside. Shoots over McGee. Whiteside, no good.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
There's Levine, and the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
This is the kind of guy that you wake up in a cold sweat the night before you play him. Just a matchup nightmare. Tricky, confident, and he takes on all comers.
Zach LaVine, a high riser, the two-time dunk contest champ, making his return from that ACL surgery. He can be an explosive scorer.
George, no good.
And a really smart defender there. He just reads the play, wastes no time trying to blow it up.
And what I like best is that he does it completely under control. Really gives the shooter nowhere to turn to.
Now, here's George, following the shot by Kevin Durant. Over Durant. Misses off the left iron. Dinwiddie kicks to Durant. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Levine. Here is Russell. 8 points his last outing. Outside, Smart. Off target from outside. Suns have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Durant against George. Over George. Phoenix, no good that time either.
Pretty surprised he missed that shot. The defense was decent, but not really effective.
His three-pointers off the mark.
His touch has just been a little bit absent this quarter, and he's missing a ton of shots.
Dinwiddie kicks to McGee. 1:25 left here in the first quarter. Just 5 on the clock. Goes up on the high post. And again, it's the Suns missing.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon, because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix.
And Paul George, a terrific two-way player, an all-star, an all-NBA performer, and multiple all-defense selections.
Let's check out the standings in the Western Conference and see how the playoff race is shaping up. You look at Phoenix. Right now, they've acquired the second-best record in the conference. And, of course, Dallas, 4.5 games behind.
Well, right now for the Suns, you know, this happens every year. A team outperforms expectations early. You wonder, is this just an anomaly or is this something they can sustain?
Well, it could be hard for them to keep this rolling, but the initial boost of confidence for all these players could help them weather any storms on the horizon.
And it's blocked by Whiteside.
When you consider just how long and how big Whiteside is down there, it's not surprising that shot blocking is something he does well.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Stolen by Markkanen. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, I think you got to be cautious when you guard Paul George. He's not afraid of the contact, and that time welcomed it.
And both free throws good for Paul George.
Such a big bonus to have a big guy that can step up to the free throw line and knock down shots. So many guys struggle from there.
Here's Dinwiddie. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Five to shoot. It's Durant on the wing. From downtown, a three-pointer is right on target.
Wow, just makes that look so easy.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen. Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2000.
My inspiration really came from my mother.
Well, what a story. George worked hard to get back and is not disappointed in his return.
You know, recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1/4 of action so far. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
For me, that defense in the first period, just tremendous shot blocking.
Yeah, that prevented some points, didn't it? Also, how you have that intimidation factor going early on. You wonder if in the fourth quarter they'll think back to the first.
Collins is out there with JaVale McGee. Then it's Zach LaVine, and it's Durant, and it's Dinwiddie in at the 1 spot. So that's the Suns' 5 as we get into the second quarter. So many modern offenses no longer rely on a point guard to initiate the play. Tell us a little bit more. Walk us through that process.
I think a lot of teams, Kevin, are getting more towards motion offenses, almost playing in a secondary break where you've either coming off a score, you're coming down the floor, the point guard gets off the ball, and with all the players moving around and with the multifaceted skill set of your small forward and your power forward who's now playing at the point, distributing the ball, setting screens, DHO. Because of that skill set, you don't really have the heavy reliance on point guard domination with the basketball, setting up every play, and being the only playmaker on the floor. Now you have 3 and sometimes 4 getting that job done.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Kicks it to Collins. Right side against Durant. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
This just doesn't seem to be his night, or his team's for that matter either. And they got to pull it together here quick, or it's going to be lights out.
And just a great second quarter for them after such a difficult first, bringing that field goal percentage up from below 30 and now with the lead.
Now here's LaVine. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. And the pass to Dinwiddie. Over Russell. Shot is good, and the Mavericks lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Dinwiddie.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10 on difficulty, that's an 11. Yeah, Suns coach Igor Kokoskov, the NBA's first ever head coach, born and raised outside of North America. He will not be the last, but a great opportunity for Phoenix as this guy's paid his dues. 18 years as an NBA assistant, including 5 early years in Phoenix.
And the Suns call time. And Kokoskov, a pioneer, the first D1 college assistant coach out of Europe, also the first in that role in the NBA.
Yeah, in the NBA, he reached the conference finals 7 times and the finals twice. So he's seen what it takes and what type of competitive environment it is when you reach those elite levels. And in 2004 was on the staff for the Detroit Pistons when they won the NBA title against the Lakers. So been around a lot of winning.
The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And now it's a 12-point Maverick lead.
Yeah, it's 7'1", and with the type of length that Whiteside has in terms of his vertical reach, so hard to stop on the inside.
Levine kicks to Dinwiddie. Back to Levine. To the inside. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. A coaching carousel certainly in Phoenix. This is the 4th different head coach in as many seasons. What does that do, Brent, to a young team?
Well, it's tough for development because if you don't consistently work with the same player development coaches, you might be learning things for an offense that might have to be reset every year. Igor Kokoskov is one of the more ingenious offensive minds in the game. This is why he's got this opportunity in Phoenix. And I look forward with the type of talent that Phoenix has, with how much creativity he can bring to the court, and hope these young players are excited for that opportunity.
Now, here's Collins. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. From deep three-point range, shots good by Durant.
From way, way downtown, Durant truly knows no limits.
Here's Dallas. They're on a 16-7 run. Now, here is Russell. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Passes to George. Over Durant.
Well, he keeps adding strength and condition.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everyone. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. They were on a nice little roll in that opening period as they got their lead up as high as 7 points. They took over in the second quarter, building their lead up to 10 points by the half and looking very much like a team that is determined. And that's
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, 1 half to go. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
Just scoring consistently from range. He really lit it up there in the first half.
We'll see if they keep feeding him right now until he cools down or until the defense does something to take him away from these great opportunities. No reason to go away from him.
Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. They've got Smart. Markkanen is out there with Paul George. Then it's Russell. And it's Whiteside in at the center position. Levine. And it's Hassan Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got 6 rebounds in the game.
Hassan Whiteside, the top 5 rebounder and shot blocker, and he led the league in both categories in recent years. One of the most formidable big men in the league.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Pass to George. Markkanen with it. 5 points in the game. Back to George. Over Collins. It's hauled in by the Suns. Well, with Whiteside, a great rim protector. Brent, how do you deal with him as an opposing team?
The best thing you could do, Kevin, is pull him away from the basket. Don't let him sit in the restricted area. That means involving him in pick and rolls where your guards can get some momentum and get by him so that there's no rim protection around for you to get the finish.
Here's Markkanen following the score by Phoenix over Collins. Markkanen can't get it to go.
And they just cannot seem to get it going so far in this half, missing their first 3 shots.
Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Pass to Collins. And here is Durant. Another 3 for Phoenix.
And he's just living out beyond the arc right now. What a weapon to have on the floor.
Seems to be taking it on his shoulders aggressively to shrink this lead. They really needed those points.
Now here's Markkanen. He averages about 5 points a game. Collins against Russell. Back to Markkanen. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Russell's got 4 assists in the game.
I see you, young fella. Nice answer there.
Yeah, look out. We got a long-range duel about to happen.
Durant, no good.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
A nice shot by George.
Well, Paul George taking initiative tonight and going right at the defense.
And the Suns call time. Without question, George displaying his skills today.
Not sure what the defense is thinking, or if they are. They continue to let him shoot. That is bad defense.
And a look now at the breakdown between 3-point and 2-point shots attempted here tonight for the Suns.
Liking the effectiveness they've shown here from three-point land. And I say, hey, shoot it more. They've been successful with a high field goal percentage, and we'll see if that continues to be a part of their arsenal.
That's a nice play by Paul George, showing a nice touch from the mid-range.
Here's Dinwiddie. He's guarded by Russell. Inside, and finished off by Collins.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you could see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. Now, here is Russell. 51 seconds left to play here in the third. On the wing, George, defended by Durant. Right side inside, working on Collins. Right side, no good. Levine kicks to Dinwiddie. From outside, off the mark. Dallas leading by 11. Outside, Smart. Stolen by Levine. Down low. Dinwiddie with the bucket. Dinwiddie's got it back down to within single digits for the Suns.
This guy is looking for some life preservers. He needs more help. He's playing well, but his teammates have to pick up the slack here.
Here's Whiteside. Nice work on the board. He's paying off with the basket. Whiteside's got his second basket of the night. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Now the passing for the team becoming contagious, this time involving the big.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. They've got John Collins. He's out there with Durant. Levine is out there with JaVale McGee. And it's Dinwiddie in at the point guard position. That's who's out there for Phoenix. Now here is George. 4 on the shot clock. Over Durant. Phoenix grabs the miss. McGee's got 6 rebounds here tonight. In the corner, Collins with it. Durant against George. And there's the pass to Dinwiddie. Let's go. Second chance effort. And the shot is good. The Maverick lead has been cut down now to just 9 in the bucket from Collins.
Like the physicality there on the glass on full display. Great at hitting the boards and then capitalizing off the second chance opportunity.
And so it's Dinwiddie with it. He'll bring it up for Phoenix. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Dallas again missing. Phoenix has gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. Levine kicks to Dinwiddie. And it's blocked by Whiteside. And so it looks like the Suns will retain possession here. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. The shot's good.
And they're showing much more focus here in the second half. More effort as well. And their offense starting to show signs of life.
Now, here is Russell. They get it back. Right side, no good.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Knocked loose. From 12 feet out, and he gets the jumper to drop. And now just a 5-point Maverick lead.
And with KD, there's just not a spot on the floor where once he gets it, you don't feel like he's confident and comfortable to score. Tonight, inflicting some serious pain.
Dallas calls timeout.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Coming out of the timeout, let's see if they go for the outside shot or if they look to go inside, try to build some confidence by seeing that ball go in.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I heard Rick Carlisle during that last break talking with the team. He was very adamant in the huddle. He said, don't let up now. Stay aggressive and do the things that have gotten us this far. We're almost there, guys.
Now, here's Whiteside. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
That's just poor shooting right now from him, and I'm not sure why he's even attempting those kind of shots.
Passes it to Collins. Levine kicks to McGee. Here's Dinwiddie. 5 on the clock. Outside for Durant. Pass to Levine. And here's Collins. And finished off by Collins.
And all of a sudden, that great run makes this a ball game again. And now is no time to take your foot off the gas. They have got to stay aggressive.
Well, they stacked up everything to get to this point. Now they have to shift into overdrive.
And so it's Dallas with it. The Suns getting the bucket. Deep 2 from Russell. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. And it's Phoenix's ball. It's been 8 unanswered points for him. Here's Durant. Count it! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Well, that is NBA level right there.
No doubt, professional move all the way. Puts the team on his back when it matters most.
Now, here's George to the paint. Right side. Good!
And this is why they have him as their star player. Whiteside with the ability to step up in the clutch.
And the Suns call time. They're behind by 3. 32 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. .32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The wide open look for Durant. They get the rebound.
They needed a run desperately, and boy, did they come up big.
I just think it was a matter of getting recomposed, altering their game plan just a little bit. They look completely in sync now.
And so here is Dallas. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2.
Yeah, and with this increased aggressiveness offensively, Russell shooting more and more free throws. Yeah, how about the nerves there? Those free throws put them in a very good position. 3 points clear.
Phoenix calls timeout. They're trailing by 3. 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, what's your take?
You know, you'd love to be able to clear space and get that triple, but you can also do the 2 with a quick foul.
It really depends on what's available, so we'll see how the defense lines up here.
Here's Dinwiddie. Nice D from Russell. And now they foul and stop the clock.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
And Paul George, not a guy you want to send to the free throw line. Always around 85%, sometimes even up to 90 from the charity stripe. Perfect from the line. It's now a 2-possession game.
From 12 feet out. Count it! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Well, anyone questioning Durant's killer instinct can stop right now. Wow.
And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
You know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he gets them both, and it's a 5-point game.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, folks. I like the fact that he took his time at the line and simply did what he does, practice his routine and seal it.
Collins offline.
Whiteside has just such a physical advantage on.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll
get famous, but they remain nameless.